Welcome back, guys, to Entre Nos. I'm Evelin, and my co-host today is
Lulu.
So today we are actually going to touch on, if you guys haven't watched Lulu's episode, she joined us on This and Much More, and we touched on her businesses and just different aspects, right, like of mental health. So I'm like, hey, I want you to come on Entre Nos so we could like touch it on a deeper level, you know? Mm-hmm. So I did have like a few questions, but I want us to bounce off each other, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So before we get started, I wanted to tell you that, yes, this is why I feel like I don't understand it, right? Mm-hmm. What I mean by I don't understand is like the going straight to the point, right? The reason I say on the This and Much More episode, I had told you, I don't know if it was off or on camera, that I was like, I don't really understand like mental health or why people choose to stay in that, like in the hole. Mm-hmm. Like, let's call it hole. I don't know what you know what it is. Right? What would you call it?
A hole, a dark place.
Like a dark place, right? So I got some great news like Saturday night. I got some great news, right? And I was super, super happy. But on Sunday, it hit me, and it just made me like it was news for somebody else, right? Mm-hmm. And I was so happy for them, like genuinely happy, right? But on Sunday, it really hit me like, damn, like I want that. Mm-hmm. Not on an envious level, but it just made me sad because that's something I've been wanting for a long time, and it hasn't happened, you know? But it made me happen for the person that it happened for, right?
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh my God, like it just put me in this mental state yesterday. Like I went to church, came home, and then we, you know, had some errands to run or whatever. And I just told Roland, like I literally went to the restroom and came out, and I was just like, hey, I need to go for like a walk right now. And then he's like, why? And I'm just like, I just don't feel good. Like I feel like if I just sit down in the house right now, like I'm just gonna start crying. And he's like, okay, let's go for a walk, you know? But that was me, because I knew mentally like I was not okay, you know? Like I was just sad. Like I just felt like genuinely sad, right? And I'm like, my reaction to that was like, I don't want to feel this feeling, you know? So let me just go outside, you know, get some fresh air, take in the sun, and go for a walk, right? But my thing is, I knew I was feeling like that, and I chose not to feel like that. I chose to help myself feel better. So my thing is, like, when people are in a dark place, I don't know if you've been, right? But when people get into like a dark place, why do you think people choose to stay there? You know what I mean?
Sometimes it's not really a choice. So let's say this was think of a moment for you, you know, and it was a moment for you, and you're able to. That's glad that you found something to help you right away. Yeah, you know, and you have the support. But let's say you're in a dark place and you can't, and you're surrounded by those things every day. So let's say like childhood abuse. Mm-hmm. You're there every day with the person that's abusing you, your parents or whatever. Let's say in a relationship, you know, it's just not as easy to just walk away. Yeah. So it depends on like the circumstances that you're in, but it is a choice. Oh yeah,
that's for sure, yeah.
Yeah, it is a choice, but I don't want to say it's entirely a choice. Like, it's easier said than done, right? Mm-hmm. But there's some people that I've been in that position where it was one time that I couldn't even get out of bed because of it. And me, like, trying to...
Like, let me ask you that. Like,
physically, I couldn't get out of bed.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Like, physically, I could not get out of bed. I couldn't move. Like, I couldn't do anything. I was stuck. I was, like, paralyzed. And that got me scared that I ended up in the hospital because of it. And they told me it was stress, you know, everything that you keep in. Like, my depression, I try not to show it. My life has to keep moving.
Were you a mom at that point or
yes,
not yet?
I was already okay. And yeah, basically ended up in the hospital because I couldn't move. And then when I moved, I was just like curled up, like I couldn't stretch or hurt, you know. And it has to do with my neck, my back, it has to do with posture, but it comes from stress. Like I have a lot of stress here.
It's literally like, oh, you carry so much weight on your shoulders.
Literalmente eso, like
yeah.
Like an object,
yeah,
know, and it's that heavy. But some people don't know how to move on. You know, these things are I had to learn how to move on from things.
Okay, so how did you even think, oh, let me learn, let me look into it? Like, what made you want to do that? If you were in that, dark, space, right? That's what we said, dark space? Mm-hmm. That's what we called it, right?
Dark place.
Dark place. If you were in that dark place where to the point that you couldn't even get out of bed and you ended up in the hospital, was that like a wake-up call, or what was it that you were like, let me search for something, let me get help?
It was before that, but so it was before that. My wake-up call was before that, but when I ended up in the hospital and physical pain was, I kept ignoring it. I just kept, it's what we talked about in the last episode. It's like we oppress things. Mm-hmm. We get depressed and then we oppress them.
Yeah.
And a wake-up call for me was when I became a mother. My son it's about to get dark and deep. I was in the hospital. My son was in the hospital since he was like a baby, a newborn. Like he was a
NICU baby?
No, but he was born with the umbilical cord around him.
Okay.
And then with like something with his heart, and at 3 months he ended up back in the hospital with a fractured skull and brain bleed. We were taking family pictures, and his dad fell over and hit the concrete with the baby.
Oh my God.
So my baby was in and out the hospital for a whole year, and they almost took him away from us, but I wasn't going to give up. I went with a fight, and we had to take classes. We fought, because they were trying to say that I abused my child, but I have proof. When I took him straight to the doctor was like, oh, he's fine, he sent him home. But I was showering him, and then lo sentí like a little bump. So I was like, what is this? The next day he woke up with a knot because I had been touching it. So I took him back to the doctor. The doctor said, oh, you need to take him to the hospital. I was like, okay. So I take him to the nearest hospital. They say they don't take babies. It has to be a Texas Children's Hospital. So I take him to the second hospital, the Texas Children's Hospital. Y de ahí no salí for a whole week. Like I wasn't gonna leave my baby, but they weren't letting me leave. So we were there for a week, and that's when everything happened. And at the end, I almost lost the mental battle.
Yeah.
Because I think I was 19 years old, and I'm a child of abuse from parents. Mm-hmm. So having to just leave my situationship to something worse, I couldn't handle it. I couldn't take it. And I tried to commit suicide because I felt like
while he was in the hospital.
Yes, because I felt like there was just no way out for me. It was taking too long.
Yeah, you couldn't see like the light or anything, no. Right?
Everything was worse, and then I was in a very abusive relationship too. Like, I don't want to say like physical abuse, but there was physical abuse, but I wouldn't consider the whole relationship like that. It was more like there was nothing there, and I don't have family, so I was pretty much alone, and I took like sleeping pills, and thankfully like somebody like found me and made me like throw it up. And then like weeks after, that's when everything ended and the case was closed. My baby was saved to be back with us. Your like attempt at that wasn't like it was just something that happened. Obviously you attempted it, right? And whoever like made you throw up didn't call the cops or anything. It wasn't like a record thing. No, it happened like in home.
Oh, okay. So if for example, if like the cops would have pulled up or the ambulance, then that would have probably made the case worse, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. But thankfully that didn't happen.
And I think I wasn't like ready to go. Mm-hmm. It was just at the moment, and that I know that I didn't take so many, but I still needed to let it out, and it just happened so fast. But thankfully, the cops were not called or anything like that, and I started to believe like the shitty caseworker that we had, like, 'cause they were making me feel like I was a bad mom,
So she was already getting to your head while you were already going.
Which is understandable. Like, it's a serious case to take a child to the hospital with a fractured skull. Like, it's serious. But there's also record how we immediately took him to the doctor. How everybody denied him. A hospital. How could a hospital deny a child like that? Like, with something so serious. So, it was starting. I was like, what if I am like a shitty mom? Like, I don't want to do this. But after the case was closed, I was like, I have an opportunity to start fresh. Y yo dije, a mí nadie me va a volver a quitar nada. Like, nobody's ever going to take anything away from me. Not my child, not a home, because I still didn't have a home. Nothing. Nada. So that was my... basically, it was like, nobody came to save me. I'm going to save myself for my child. And it was like a year. My baby turned a year, and we were still in a child protective services. So I feel like I was robbed from a lot. But after everything was closed, I left the relationship. I started fresh. Got me a place, a car, and we've been there ever since, 9 years. I said nobody's gonna take anything away from me, and I did it for my kid. So that was my breaking point. Like, that's it.
Which in a lot of cases, I feel like babies are the breaking point for a lot of women, which is kind of sad, because I feel like I feel como digamos, I know some girls, right, that have been in relationships that are like just not good relationships, and I've seen them that for them their breaking point is seeing that either they already have the baby in the relationship, and the baby witnesses something that they've never witnessed, and that's their breaking point. Like, oh, I don't want my daughter to see me going through this, because I don't want her to think that's okay. And then that's just like, that's when they kind of, not that they snap out of it, but it's just like they put the foot down, and I'm like, no, I'm doing it for me, like
for your kid,
and for my baby, but that's what I guess that was my question, because it's just like, but I guess it does depend on like the situation and the circumstance, because I know, like I said, like I've been through a lot, like me, growing up or whatever, but I've always had the mentality like, oh, I can't feel this certain way. Well, maybe it's not okay, right? But I've always had the mentality like, I should be grateful for what I have, because probably somebody is going through so much worse right now, and I can't get upset because my mom's treating me a certain way. When it's probably not that bad, but it is bad. You know what I mean? That's how I grew up. I don't know how the hell I got to that mentality or what made me think this way as a kid growing up. Literally started maybe when I was like 13, and just from there, because I'm not gonna lie, my childhood, like my upbringing as a kid, it was amazing. Like, I lived with my grandparents. Like, it was just fun. Like, I was spoiled, and my grandparents would give me anything and everything I wanted. But when they passed away, it was just like they were suddenly just taken away from me, and that's when reality hit. And that's when my mentality changed. Like, people have it worse. At least I have my mom that I can live with, when people sometimes don't even have families, for example. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but yeah, that's just like how, I don't know, I guess and whenever my grandparents passed away, I think that's the only time, I've said it on Entre Nos before, like that was the only time. I was 13 and a half actually when they passed away, and that's the only time I just thought that there was just no other way than just to go. You know what I mean? Like, the suicidal thoughts was within that window. Like when they passed away, and I was just like, I felt like at that point, but then I'm thinking, I look back and I'm like, oh my God, I was 13 and a half. I was a kid thinking that there was just no other option for me in the world, but it just goes to show how shitty whatever environment I was in, that was provided for me at that time. Because I feel like I would hope that Milo felt like he was in if God forbid I were to pass away, I feel like I would want him to be in an environment where he felt it was okay to show his emotion, and to know that he isn't alone, even though that I'm not there. You know what I mean? And I just didn't have that.
Yeah.
And how you mentioned how you just didn't have like family or whatever. How do you deal with that? Like, you know, because I feel like I'm big on my family. Like I'm big family oriented, and that was always my upbringing. So I just can't picture myself like, you know.
So it sounds like you made a way to cope when you were 13 years old and your grandparents passing, and that worked for you.
Yeah.
Now you do that strategy for everything in your life.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I'm no therapist to tell you what to do, but it sounds like, listening to you, it sounds like you found something and you just kind of hold on to whatever.
Because it worked.
Yeah. And going back to like the family, in reality, la comunidad hispana latina is something that they don't really hit on. Like I'm not sure about your parents, but my family, from what I remember, or just people that I know, you talk about mental health. Ah, no, estás loco.
Yeah.
Ponte a limpiar or do this, do that. You know, they just brush it off.
Yeah.
And now these days, pretty much why I'm an advocate is to spread awareness, to speak up for yourself. To the family, I understand what you said. Like, you don't want your son to you want better than what you had. I have family. It always confuses me when I say I don't have family, because I do, but it's just not a close relationship.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and that does make things a little sad in life, because as much as I try to like, oh, it's okay, you know, I am my family. I have my siblings. We're just not as close, but they're there. I can't remember the last time we had like a family dinner with like toda la familia for like Christmas and holidays. Like, no, I don't know. I don't remember how that is. But yeah, it feels like sometimes that you're alone. And because I don't have the close relationship with my siblings, it's hard for me to like reach out to them and be like, hey, I'm going through this, I feel this, because I don't want to feel like that's the only time that I'm talking to them.
Yeah. So did you build your own family?
We are our own family. Yes.
No, yeah, no, but I'm saying, like, because I know it's you and your son, right?
Yeah.
But aside from that, because I know I've seen and I know other people that, not similar situations, but similar in a way where they do have family, but they're not close to their family. So they just, basically they have, like, let's say a best friend or something, and that's would be her family or whatever. She's like, oh, I choose it's one of those things where people say, I choose my family. Like,
yeah.
Do you have like a group of friends or like friends that you're just like, oh,
yes,
that I talk to on a daily basis or something? No.
I don't know. It just, I guess,
you're very to yourself.
Very to myself. Like, I can't emphasize that enough, that at this age I am now realizing that I can't do everything alone. And I want to say for the past year or two, I've been trying to take care of relationships, like people around me. I have friends for over 10 years. I consider them as family, but we're just not as close as we used to be, or you know, because of life. But the older I'm getting, the more I appreciate the people that are still in my life. And I've been trying. I tried to reach out. But yeah, I've created the family. But I still wouldn't say that I have this very close family.
Yeah. I guess to me, when I think of that, it's like for your birthday, who are you hanging out with?
My son.
Yeah, like that, right? Yeah. So I would think like on your birthday would be who aside from your son, who else is in that? But if it's just
friends.
Oh, okay.
I have a few friends, but I don't talk to them often, but they show up. Yeah, they show up.
Oh, okay.
Like, I have one friend that shows up. Her name is Jasmine.
Aww.
Shout out to Jasmine. That's her. She's always down and she listens. We can go like moments without like talking, but
that's the way it should be, though. Like, me and my best friend, I consider her family, right?
Tell me how your relationship looks too, because I want to know.
Sometimes
I wouldn't know.
Because it kind of threw you off that I said that's how it should be?
Yes.
Okay, so me and my best friend, we've been best friends for over, at this point now, it's probably like 15 years of friendship. Yeah, like 15 years of friendship. I have a good group of like 5 girls that like I can say that they're like
Can never be me. I'm just kidding. I want it to be me.
But let me talk about my best friend. A lot of the people on Entre Nos, if they watch, they know her name's Rosemary, right? She's a realtor. And she became a mom at a young age, right? We were still in high school and she became a mom. But even that, like, I always, on my phone, I always have, when I met her, like, it was Rose, right? And when she became a mom, I changed her to Mama Rose because I always felt like she was that mom friend in the group. But even before she became a mom, she understood the struggle. And to me, I can connect with somebody so fucking deep if you understand the struggle. You know what I mean? You know, because I feel like that's why me and you kind of connected.
Struggle.
I know. I feel like we connected right away because we kind of, not that we knew like our backgrounds, but you just know when somebody appreciates stuff, you know? And with her, we don't talk on the daily, girl. Like, we hardly talk. For sure on each other's birthdays, happy birthday. We might not even spend it together, right? Or see each other for our birthdays or any holidays. We've never really spent a holiday together, you know, because to me, it's not very common to spend it with friends. I'm very, like, again, with my family. However, when we were younger, like, we used to party a lot. She became a mom. I respected her schedule. Like, when you're ready, I'm ready. Like, I got you, you know? It was just like that. And now, as we're older, like, she has 2 kids, you know, I have Milo, you know, a lot of the stuff that, like, I deal with like, it's just, if I call her, it's just, and she don't answer, she'll call me back. And then vice versa, right? But again, we don't talk on the daily. And then if I hit her up, like, oh, hey, I want to do this. Like, what do you, like, I came up with this crazy project that I'm working on right now. And I literally called her and I'm like, hey, look, I told Roland I want to do this, and that. Do you think I'm crazy for wanting to do that? Or what do you think, you know? And she's like, no, I don't think you're crazy. I think it could work. And she just gave me, like, some facts about my project, right? And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, now I know. But I hadn't talked to her before that. Like, I just called her to tell her, hey, I want to do this. What do you think? After maybe like 2 months of not talking to her, you know what I mean? I see her post on social media, and I like her stuff, or like, oh, whatever, but not like a deep conversation. We've been trying to schedule a lunch for the longest, and we still haven't been able to do that. But I just know that there's no hard feelings. And every time we talk, we're just like, it's life. We respect that we got a life. We respect that she got shit going on. I got shit going on, you know? I'm a busy person. She's a busy person. And we don't let that affect our relationship. However, I do have friends that they let that affect our relationship. They don't understand that sometimes you just can't meet up for drinks. They don't understand that sometimes you can't just drop everything for them. Don't get me wrong, though. I will drop everything for certain people in my life. But I've learned who those people are worth dropping everything for, you know, over time. And again, that's just the way me and my friend are. That's what I'm telling you. Like, I think it's normal for you to have a friendship and be able to talk to somebody without having to talk to them, like, on a daily basis, you know. Literally, my friend, like, I hadn't talked to her, Rose, and then she hit me up while I was at Disney. She's like, hey, how are y'all doing? You know, blah, blah, blah. You want me to check on your house? I'm like, oh, no, my brother already did it. Thank you, though. Like, just super fucking random, you know? Like, it's just that thing. But again, it's just, if she forgot to tell me happy birthday one year, I wouldn't even be hurt.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, shit, I don't know. She was probably hella busy that day. You know what I mean? I learned, though, because back in the day, it would have probably hurt my feelings. ¿Sí me entiendes como?
Yeah.
So that's why I said, I think it's normal for friends for people to have friendships and not talk to them on a daily basis. I think it's more common to be like, oh, I'm talking to my best friend every day when you're like in college and high school.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got shit to do.
Yeah, like, because it's just like, it's different.
That's
you know?
how it was. I guess, like, for strong relationships, friendships, that's where it started. At least I had this very strong friendship that I met when I was 15. I'm about to be 30. And it's like that. And she's a ride or die for me, and I'm a ride or die for her. We can go, I think, like 2 years without talking. But she shows love on the internet, Marina. But yeah, like, I hadn't talked to her for like 2 years, and then my tent broke, and I was just like, hey, I need a tent, and I know she got it. She has like 5'10". Like she has everything. She's because she has kids, so she's very punctual and with everything. So I just called her. I was like, hey, I need attention. She's like, oh yeah, just come pick it up. Like, I hadn't talked to you like in years. Thank you. But that's her. Like,
that's so funny. Cause
yeah.
Because before we go on a quick break, back to my best friend. Dude, she showed up to my baby shower and she was fucking married. My best friend.
Oh, dang.
I was like, and that was my first time meeting her guy. She had told me a little bit about him, the few conversations we had, right? Mm-hmm. And she shows up to my baby shower and she's like, oh, this is Christian.
My husband.
I'm like, bitch, what? I wasn't even invited.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
At that, I was pregnant. So at first I did feel some type of way, like, damn, like, you know. But again, with time, you realize that shit's not about you all the time. Mm-hmm. It's not, you know, like, who the fuck am I for her to even think about me on her wedding day? Like, if she just literally was like, I don't know how they were laying down. They're like, let's go get married today. Her thought's not gonna, laying down. Her thought was not gonna be like, let me call Evelyn. Like, obviously fucking not, you know? So when she showed up, I was like, bitch, what? You're married? You know? But I mean, of course, I was just like, I'm happy for you, you know, but I didn't let it affect my relationship. At that moment, I did feel like, what?
But that's a little insane though, dang.
Yeah, no, but again, she's always been the mom out of the group, so I just know that all her fucking decisions are well thought out. Well thought out. ¿Me entiendes como?
I love to hear that.
Yeah, so it was just like, I mean, if you think if this is what you want, I fucking trust you, you know? It was,
man.
Yeah, no.
Oh, man, I love that you see things that way. And that's a, like, maturity for another person to say that, to know that.
No, yeah, like, honestly, Rose is just somebody I have, like, I've looked up to her as a mom, as a friend, just, like, as a person in general. But again, because she knows the fucking struggle. She knows how to get to point A, from point A to point B. You know what I mean? Yeah. With just by herself. And I think I've always admired that. But let me see. We have, what is it? Oh, 27 minutes. But really quick, just to wrap up that, right? Because you're like surprised that I'm talking about like my best friend like that. Mm-hmm. But it was to the point that when we used to go out, girl, I would get drunk and she was the only person I would like trust with my life driving. Mm-hmm. If she wasn't drinking, if she was drinking, I would take it easy so she could enjoy herself, because I knew she was a mom and I knew that if she was drinking, she was my responsibility, but not only her, but her and her son. Mm-hmm. Even though he wasn't there, you know, I just knew that I had to get her home safe. And I've never lived with anybody else. Like, I've always lived at my house, right? With my grandparents, but with my mom, when I moved out, I never moved out with Roland, because I didn't want to be the girl that lived with her boyfriend, right? Yeah. It was some mentality. So I moved out and I moved in with her. She was my one time only roommate I've ever had. And we lived in MLK, bro. The fucking ghetto. Like,
oh no.
So I remember my in-laws driving me, my suegro, he literally told me, you could move in with us. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna move in. Like, how am I gonna move in? Like, I'm not even married. I don't want that to be like a pressure to Roland to marry me, because I moved in, you know? Yeah. But anyways, that's a story for another time. Let's go on a quick break and we'll be back. And we are back. So I saw in your story you were talking about a dream. Can we go into detail about that?
Yes.
Okay, so how about we talk about your original dream and then how you got to where you were posting about it on your story yesterday.
So I had a dream 8 years ago of this sunset. And I remember I was coming out of work and I walked into this like long, I don't know what's it called, like it's not a porch, like a pier or something, and I could just see the sunset and the view. And then I was walking on water, again going back to work, but work for me was a business meeting. Yeah. And when I came out of work, I remember when I came out of work, I was walking out of almost like a mall, and then that's when I walked out and I seen the sunset. But I've been having the dream. Like, I daydream about that dream because I woke up and I was just like, that sunset was so inspirational to me. Like, it made me feel so blissful, so happy at the moment that I was just like, dang, like, that's my end goal. That's how I'm gonna end up whenever I'm happy. I'm gonna end up there. And so all the jobs that I have, every time that I work hard, that has been like, I want to take my family there to that sunset. And I've been looking for it, you know. And then last night I was riding my bike. I went to the park down the street from my house that I've been there for 9 years. I've been living there. And I was like, I need to catch it before the sun goes down because if they close the gates. And I seen that beautiful sunset. And it looked like it was like, the walk, the pier. But it wasn't. It was los barrotes que están ahí. And that has been the closest sunset that I have that reminds me of that dream. And it just hit me like I was crying when I seen that sunset. Because I was just like, I've been searching that sunset and I've had it all this time. And it just so happened to be right after I was questioning everything that I do. I was like, you know what? I need to quit playing around. I need to go back to work, make some real money, get a house, get out of here. I got to do this. Like, I'm tired of just not having that financial freedom that I need and what I was used to. But I've been doing my business for 4 years and it just, it's not where it needs to be right now, financially providing for me and my family.
Yeah. It sucks, right?
Yeah.
to have those. I feel like that's where I was at yesterday when I was saying that, you know, it was just one of those things like that. Why do we do that to ourselves, right? Like, one fucking small negative thought is like a whole spider web of like,
yeah,
negative thoughts. Like, why do we do that, right? Because that was, I know what you mean. Because that those thoughts that you were having, I was having yesterday. That's why I was like, I need to go for a walk right now. Like, you know. And
that was why I went for a bike ride. Because I was just at home when I got to work, and I was by myself waiting for my kid to get back. And I'm just like, I don't even know where to start. Like, I have so much to do. I don't even know where to start. But you know what? I'm gonna go ride my bike. Maybe I can clear my mind. And that's how it happened.
Yeah. And
that was the affirmation that I needed, that I was just like, oh my gosh, Lulu, you are where you're supposed to be. Like, that's like, this is your sunset. Like you said the sunset was for, that made you feel blissful, made you feel happy. That was your end goal. And it's what you said last time in the last podcast. You were like, I have what I wanted. Like, I have the home, I have the car, I have the family, the kids. And I'm like, I have everything. I have a vehicle, I have a home, my kid, I'm doing good. My business is okay. Like, it's going. Like, I need to appreciate this moment. But I've been so hard on myself because my washer stopped working, my car stopped working, you know, my paychecks ain't looking the same. But you know what, Lulu, you need to slow down and appreciate because you have it.
Yeah. It's like one of those things, like, take a step back out of your life and see what you got. Because yeah, like I do that too. Sometimes I take a step back and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, I'm sitting in a couch. It's a couch I picked, you know, in my living room with Milo and Roland. Like, I've always, when I was younger, I wanted to be in my house watching movies with my family. And I have that, you know. However, though, that doesn't mean that once you have what you've always wanted, that you can't want more.
Desire different and more, yeah.
Yeah, because when you grow older, your wants change. You understand that life isn't the way you thought it would be.
Needs.
The want and needs. Yeah, like, life isn't the way you thought it was going to be, you know. It might have been better, it might have been worse. You never know, right? But like Roland, I don't know if you've seen that he has like this, that he wants to make 25K.
Yeah, I seen
right?
that. I was like, get it.
And he said, even if I don't reach that goal, it's okay. He's like, I'm aiming high. He's like, I'm aiming high, and I know I am. He's like, but I know that that's just, aiming high is just going to get me to work extra fucking harder to get to that goal. Even if I don't reach it, I know I'm gonna get somewhere. That if that wasn't the goal, he's like, if I made 10K my goal, he's like, I just would be like, oh, I can make 10K. He wouldn't work as hard if it was 25K. ¿Me entiendes como?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, it sounds unrealistic to other people, you know, but to me, it's like, he dijo como, like, it's just aiming high because he's going to put himself through that much more work. Man,
I love that.
You know?
That's a good mindset, yeah.
And I'm a very big, like, I need realistic goals. So it was, for him to tell me, I was just like, okay, well, tell me what your thought process is, you know? And then he started telling me, and I'm just like, damn, you're right. Like, I get what you're saying, you know. I guess I wouldn't call it like an unrealistic goal. I would just call it like you're aiming high, because you don't know if one day from another, like, he might blow up and then he makes the 25K in like 3 days. I don't know that, you know. Yes. So it's just like the want, it's changed for him, right? But he's still grateful for what he has.
Yes.
And that's what I'm saying, like, for you, it's just, and it's crazy that you went on a bike ride. Like, I'm assuming, right? Because it helped me in going outside and taking the fresh air, you know? So is that like your way of coping with things?
I've always been like air and outside, and I love the sun when it's like tickles my skin. Cuando me quema, I love feeling the air. I love hugging trees. And so, yeah, like that's...
Wait, like you really hug them?
I really hug trees. I love hugging a tree. I love getting on the grass and just playing on the grass. Like, it just feels so good.
Okay, so I don't hug trees.
I do. I'm a tree hugger.
That's where the word really comes from, tree huggers. Like, people really hug trees.
I guess.
That's crazy.
I didn't even know that was a word, but yeah, I'm a tree hugger.
Lulu's the Lulu hugging trees.
Yes.
At the park.
Look at Lulu over there hugging that tree, and she...
That's crazy. But... I know what you mean, because when I was a kid, I probably laid down on grass, right? But yesterday, we were playing and Roland se fue to take Milo to the restroom. And I actually was like, I don't know what it was. And I'm like, I'm going to lay down on the fucking grass.
Ay, qué rico.
Because I felt like I've seen people just say like, do it, it feels good, right? I was like, I'm going to try it, right? I swear, I don't have a video, but... or like a picture or anything. I didn't even have my phone, matter of fact. I left my phone, you know, I left it behind. I was like, if anybody needs to contact me and it's an emergency, they're going to call Roland. Like, I don't need my phone. I was just like, again, I don't feel like I deal with like mental health things, you know, but yesterday I just was not feeling myself, and I just needed to be by myself with Roland and Milo, you know. And so then I left my phone behind, and then we were walking and running. Milo was riding his bike. We were playing, and then they went to the restroom, and I was by myself. I'm just gonna lay down, you know. And I laid down, and I was just looking at the sky, and I'm like, damn, like, this is fucking nature. Like, it's so beautiful, you know. And I was just laying down, and it felt good. It did feel good, yeah. But I hadn't done that in like a long time. Like, I don't remember the last time I laid down on grass.
Yeah, it's like, can you believe you took a moment to slow down and look at Earth? But yeah, it feels amazing. Like, I love going to the park and just looking up, or just, I always Google like nature trails in Houston. So I've pretty much been to every single park in Houston, because I love...
Which one's one of your favorite ones?
Right now, currently, is the Buffalo Bayou.
Buffalo Bayou? It's really nice?
Yeah.
We were just talking about it, because I think me and Roland said, I want to say I walked it once, but I don't remember it, like, you know. But I guess we want to...
Yeah, that's the one on top of my head, because I've been obsessed with that one. But there's some other beautiful, like, water views in Houston.
Yeah? Like, you probably don't know the names, right?
I don't remember.
You should send me your top 5 or something.
Yes.
So I can experiment them with Roland. Because, as you guys know, we're doing homeschool with Milo. And... part of his science one that I bought him this thing, and it's like a little paper of like different trees, and you know, different trees with the leaf. And I told him, I want to take him to different trails so he can collect the leaf, so he can recognize the trees and what it is, you know. So we really want to get into like just walking. I like walking a lot. Like, you know, I don't have a bike, but I used to like bike riding, you know. But Roland likes running, so we'll just like do both, a little bit of both, you know.
That's cute though. Oh wait, the baby rides the bike right now, right?
Yeah, he rides. We want to buy bikes once we feel like he's like full on, because he uses his bike without the training wheels.
Oh, okay.
So he's still kind of like, he loses balance every now and then, but he's pretty good at it. We just want him to be like super good to where we could just get ours and not have to stop like every like few minutes, you know?
Yeah, it's really fun. I remember Adam.
He has a bike?
Yeah, we have bikes. We had like 4 bikes.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, right now only 2 are working though.
Oh, okay.
Which are mine. Is the mountain bike that I take on the trails, because I love to go over like trees and stuff. Like, it's just so fun. And then I use the one that I'm currently on.
Por eso te andas cayendo, girl.
I know. You gotta be careful. I got a knee scrape que ni tuve cuando estaba chiquita.
Oh my God, really?
It was nasty, girl. It was just really bad. But yeah.
That's the one you posted?
Uh-huh.
I was like, she's wild.
I was like, I need to get me a helmet for sure if I'm going to be riding it in downtown and shit like that.
Damn, that's crazy, because I used to work for an attorney, and he used to bike ride a lot. And he would show me videos, and he had the little cam like on there, and he's like posting some crazy fucking trails. So when Milo turned 2, él le regaló una balance bike. And he's like, skip the training wheels with this bike. And I was like, all right, cool. Girl, Milo skipped the training wheels.
Really?
He never really used training wheels. I want to say Roland se las usó como 2 veces, y de ahí se las quitamos.
Oh, okay, that's
because
good.
the balance bike helped him like keep his balance.
Oh, nice.
Are you familiar with those?
No.
Here, actually, let me pull it up. But talking about bikes, which one would you think is like a good first investment? You don't know.
I don't know about bikes like that. I just went and bought me one, and they got me one.
Huh?
And I said I just went and bought me one from like Target, and the other one they gave it to me. So I'm like, I don't know.
Let me see. I'm trying to find a video of.
But yes, going through my videos lately that I've been taking, like, I've been trying to do a lot of content.
Mira, this was when he was little.
Oh, estaba chiquito.
Yeah, he was 2.
So that's a balance bike?
That's a balance bike.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't have any pedals, nothing. Mira, y aquí ya he's already. He has to go with his feet, and then he has to pick it up cuando agarre la onda.
Oh.
So he learns how to use it by really balancing himself, and that's why they're balance bikes.
Oh, like, I've seen them on the internet, but I was just like...
Mira, aquí ya se arranca. Mira, he picks up his legs, you see?
Oh.
Like...
I have never heard of those.
Mira.
Oh, that's cute. Estaba chiquito.
Yeah, he was little. He got it at 2 years old, girl. And I always recommend it. Like, I'm just like, if you can get your kids like a balance bike if they're little, do it, porque it really does help them. Like, I'm trying to find more, but I guess I don't have some. Like, a Milo, cuando estaba chiquito, just with his helmet, you know, because I never got him the knee ones, but he would walk it, you know, and then once he feels que se arrancaba, he would pick up his legs.
Cute, yeah.
And then he would balance himself, and then he'll use his legs to stop, porque he doesn't have pedals. Mm-hmm. And then with that, he was able to skip the training wheels and get to his regular bike.
Interesting.
That he's been having.
So that's the purpose of the bike?
Yeah, it's the purpose of the bike to like basically help them keep their balance and skip training wheels to go to a regular bike. And I liked him using it because I knew that it was going to help him learn how to balance himself. And to me, it's like, you should be able to do that, you know, as like a person, so you're not a clumsy, you know, person. Yeah. But yeah. But what were you saying about
the learning how to balance yourself? That reminds me, I was like, man, I never learned how to do cartwheels.
Oh, girl. Talking about that, I learned how to do cartwheels. I learned how to skip. Do you think you can skip right now?
Yes.
Girl, I fucking forget how to skip.
Yeah, I think I know how to skip.
No, that was my reaction too. Like, I know how to skip, but I went to the park and with Roland, like, I want to say a few months ago or last year, I don't remember. And he's like, oh yeah, let's skip. And I'm like, okay, let's skip, yeah. And I forgot, like,
Were you just jumping?
My feet weren't doing what they were supposed to be doing. It was too much. Like,
that's funny.
And then mi risa me gana. And then we went to Spanky's on Saturday. And then I was just like, we were leaving and I'm like, oh yeah. He's like, yeah, let's skip. And his brother's like, you don't know how to skip? I'm like, I do know how to skip. I just forgot that one time. And then I tried it again and I forgot again. And I'm like, how the hell do I forget how to skip? I used to skip when I was little. And then I tried it like 3 times and I couldn't stop laughing because I couldn't get it down. And then I started skipping. It's like it took my brain a while to remember.
Like this?
Yeah.
Or just like
that, like going forward, like, you know.
I'm gonna skip out of here.
I want to see you skip. Yeah, I want to see you skip to see.
Yeah, I was saying about the pictures. I've been trying to take a lot of content, and I just recently found the picture of the sunset that I forgot. Oh yeah,
back to the dream. Yeah.
That I forgot I had. So I took a picture. I screenshotted whatever was 8 years ago because I don't know if Google was that advanced, but whatever. And just recently, I found that picture on my phone because I was trying to go all the way back. I was like, dang, I didn't even know I had this picture of the sunset in my phone. And it's from 2016. And
it's like you woke up and like you probably looked it up, right?
Yeah, I looked it up because I didn't want to forget the dream. And I saved it. And I think I found this picture like 2 weeks ago on my phone. And I was like shocked that it was still on my phone. And I was like, that's the sunset that I saved to remember this dream. So because last night I seen the sunset that reminded me of my dream, I remember I had the picture. So I went back, looked at the date that basically 8 years and a day later, I found that sunset.
That's crazy.
And then because I love writing, I love writing everything. I used to write my dreams. So I have a couple of dream books that I will write. I will wake up and write my journal, my dream. And I want to see if I happen to write that dream to like show, I guess, my friends on social media. It's like, you see, I'm not crazy because people call me crazy for my dreams. But seeing that I wrote something kind of close to my life a year later from that dream is what I posted on my social media. Yeah. That from everything to the T, the dream was, I said I open the gate and I see a red vehicle. I go inside, something that is like a festival, a party. Everybody's working together, arts and crafts. And then I asked this girl, will you ever go back? She's like, no, you do it to help people and the little ones. That is who I am. Like, that is me. I've been working with arts and crafts that pays my bills for 4 years. And every time somebody asks me, like, how do you find time to do the extra stuff, like volunteer? And I always say, I do it for the kids, because I was that sad child one day that I will go to church, that I will go to after school programs just to get free food and get out of the house to do something. And those activities helped me. So I want to be able to inspire a kid. Like I used to be inspired by my second grade teacher. I would look at her, I was like, man, she's so beautiful. She walks in with her heels, she has her nails done, and I don't know if little girls look at me like that every time I go and teach them crystals. You know, I see little girls just staring at me and they, you know, they compliment me all the time. And I'm just like, I wonder if I'm impacting you right now. Like, yeah. You're looking at me. I'm hoping you can get something out of this. And same, like that was like Lulu. Like,
it was like a reality check kind of.
Yeah, I was like, this was the sunset that you dreamed. Your life is the sunset right now. You're living your actual dream that you dreamed of, but your dream that you dreamed to have as a life. Like, I have my kid, I have a family, I have a home, I'm a business owner, I have a beautiful job. Like, this is the dream that I used to dream, like, when I was young, you know? So yeah, that was the whole sunset.
So what I be having like some crazy ass dreams. How do you note them down? Like, because my dreams literally go like, I'm like in my house and then I'm like in the fucking Harry Potter house or something. My shit goes sideways like real quick. Like, you know what I mean?
I used to just write it all down, you know,
because I try to explain my dreams sometimes to Roland and I'm just like, never mind. Like, I know what I'm saying right now doesn't make any fucking sense.
I was flying last night, okay?
Yeah. Literally, I'm just like, yeah, you were in my dream and then you disappeared and then you were back in the next door. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And do you like wake up and just write them down, or how do you even remember?
Not no more, because I was so consumed by dreams that I felt like I wasn't living my life no more. I was just like, I wonder what I'm gonna dream tonight, because I've had dreams like, and it comes true, and we're at a point where like I have friends and family coming to me and say, hey, do you know what I should do? Do you know this person is cheating on me? Like, and I was like, I'm not a witch. I can't tell you those answers.
Yeah.
But if I dream about it, I'll let you know.
I have a friend that she says her mom's a witch.
Yeah?
Yeah, she's from Venezuela, and she's like, yeah, mi mom's una bruja, like, and I'm just like,
and that's okay.
No, yeah, but I've always wanted to. I'm actually wanting to bring her on so I can ask her questions like, well, how does that work, you know? Which is crazy, because to me, when I was little, like, brujas just had like a bad meaning.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just like they're just somebody that has ill intention, like, towards other people, you know? And because I grew up, and I remember when I was little, like, me and my cousin used to be so scared of my grandma's sister because she was, like, so mean. And I remember, like, me and my cousin, she didn't like them. She didn't like my cousin and, like, my tia and, like a specific family, right?
Yeah.
But she was okay with me. And I remember we would run into her house. Mind you, it was three sisters. It was my grandma was the youngest, and then her two older sisters. But the two older sisters always gave me like witchy vibes, como que hacían brujería, you know. And my grandma, I always felt like she was like not the saint, but she was the good one, you know. She was the pretty one, and she was the successful one. So I feel like the older two sisters always envied my grandma, even though she would still help them, right? And I remember me and my cousin went to one of the house de mi tia, whatever, rest in peace, because they both passed away already. And she pinched the fuck out of him. Like, she pinched him, and we just like left. Like, and it's just like a lot of crazy stuff, but they would say she was like a witch. And then my grandma would always tell me, cuando te abraza de atrás, like, just persínate, you know, like, just because you just never know if she's like wishing harm upon you, you know. Like, I'm assuming that's what she meant by that, because she would just tell me, cuando te abraza por atrás, nomás persínate, you know. I'm just like, okay. But I don't know, like, it's just some crazy shit, dude.
Yeah, like, there's a lot of superstitious things out there, but I mean, I believe in stuff like that. So because my family is like, they're superstitious, but I feel like as I grew older, there's things that I don't like believe in anymore, like the huevo. My mom's hardcore on the huevo. You don't believe in it?
Not no more.
No?
When I was younger, yeah, I used to, but as I grew older, I was just like, nah, I didn't believe in it, porque I'm just like, how is an egg gonna tell you if somebody te hizo ojo, right? However, because let me explain why I got to that conclusion, because I'm just like, you're holding the egg in your hand is warm, you're already giving that heat to that egg, y te lo estás pasando, you're putting the egg, basically, like, this is the egg, you're holding it, and it's your hand's already giving it heat, and then you're putting it on more skin, that's more heat. So how do you know that you're not cooking the egg yourself by cracking it in that water or whatever, you know? But that's what I tell my mom. My mom still believes in the egg, but I'm not like, I do believe, like, if you wear red and it'll avoid people que te hagan ojo or stuff like that, you know? I do believe in el ojo, but I don't believe that the egg can tell you or cure it. I don't know what the mean, you know?
Yeah.
¿Sí me entiendes cómo?
Yeah, I don't know what's the purpose of the egg either.
Yeah, I don't know if the egg is supposed to, like, take that off, like el bad eye, you know, the evil eye, if it's supposed to take that away, and that's why they crack it, and they're like, oh shit, te hicieron ojo, you know? Or I don't know what the point of the egg is, you know, but I would just, when I grew older, I would tell my mom, I'm like, you're giving the egg heat yourself, like, you know.
But that's a valid point of why to stop believing in that. Like,
yeah, no, for sure.
Makes sense.
Yeah, no, yeah. But, like, there is things like, I do believe that people literally wish ill upon you, like, and sometimes that illness, if you aren't really like, if you don't even know you're allowing it, it can make you sick. Yeah, it can make you sick, you know. And Like, I just know because I know that when I was little, like, my mom would say que me hacían bastante, like, ojo, whatever, you know? And so my mom would tell me that she would tell people, like, okay, then when I was little, she would make people, like, fucking touch me or something, like, on my forehead or my hair or something, you know? Because she's just like, siempre te estabas enfermando porque siempre te estaban haciendo ojo. Because I remember always being, like, rubbed down with the fucking egg, and I'm just like, why would you do that, you know? And then she explained, oh, it's por el ojo, and I'm like, okay. And then when I grew up, I'm just like, that shit don't work. Like,
yeah, that's funny because, like, how do you read it anyways?
My mom said that, like, when you crack it, está la yema, and then the white stuff goes up. I think that's when you know that te hicieron ojo, or when the egg is like, it gets cooked, kinda. I've seen it. Like, I've seen that shit. Like, whenever she cracks 2 eggs, she showed me one time, and one was like okay, and the other one wasn't. I could see one had more white. Like
but that's where you said it cooks it. That's just true.
Yeah, but then I'm just like, well, you're putting the heat with your hand, you know? So, but there's things that I do believe in the ojo, but just not the egg, you know? But with that being said, let's go on a quick break and we'll be back. And we are back. So we're going to run a this or that, you know, with you.
Okay.
Mental health edition, and you let me know, okay? So it says therapy or journaling?
Therapy or journaling? Journaling.
Same. I'm not a girl that writes things down, but I think journaling would be better for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Meditation or exercise? That's the easy peasy for me. I'm gonna exercise.
I have to think about it. I'm gonna go ahead and do exercise.
Yeah? Have you ever meditated?
Yeah, I meditate.
So how does that... Okay, so can you explain a little bit about that? Because I don't know, like, nothing about meditation.
I wouldn't be the best person to describe it, but it's more as like you have to pause. No, you don't have to. You pause all thoughts, all sounds, and you are present, and you just let energy heal you, calm you.
Okay, so funny story. I don't know if this was meditation. Am I saying it right? Meditation? Yeah, right? Meditation. Yeah. So when I was, there was a time, if you guys are like loyal watchers, y'all are going to know that there was a time that I was having a hard time sleeping. Right. And I would talk about it with my co-host, Alondra. And I told her that what I ended up doing was I looked up like a little sound thing and on like Spotify, and it was like a meditation one. And it was telling you, it would tell me, close your eyes, open your eyes, count to 10 and blink and blah, blah, blah. And I felt like that would get me sleepy. And I did it for like, I want to say like a week straight or something, because I was having like a hard time. No podía dormir. Is that considered meditation?
Yeah, it's like a meditative state.
I'm assuming there's different ways you can meditate.
Like, yeah, I want to say yes. You can meditate sitting down, laying down, and like that sounds like a meditation session. You know, you're relaxing, you're calming down.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. What about yoga? Is that the same as that?
No, yoga is like a form of exercise.
Oh, okay. Now, talking to a friend or spending time alone?
Spending time alone.
For me, I think that's kind of like a hard one. I think it just depends. I think sometimes talking to a friend would be talking to Roland for me. Or spending time alone. I think I'd rather talk to Roland. It just depends on how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
You know.
Damn.
What?
I just said alone.
I know you were. Well, because earlier you did say that you are okay being alone. Mm-hmm. And I think I have a hard time doing things alone. ¿Sí me entiendes? Como like, if I'm going to go shopping, Milo's always with me. Mm-hmm. If Milo's not with me, I call my little sister, hey, you want to go shopping?
Oh.
And it's just like, she'll just go walking with me, you know. Literally anything and everything I do, I have somebody with me. Like literally. the times that I do things by myself is like if it's like late at night or I'm reading a book. But sometimes when I'm reading a book, Milo's next to me reading a book too.
I get overwhelmed being around people.
Really?
I can't. I need to be alone.
What about with your son?
Oh, my son is different. And I still get overwhelmed with him. But we don't see each other all day. So it's just, after school and work.
Yeah.
And I miss him. He's my child, so I'm going to miss him. So we try to spend time together. But let's say on the weekends, no, get away from me. Like, I can only do a certain amount of time. I think like 2 hours max. And I'm going to trying to go home with anybody. Like, if I'm out, I'm like, bye. Like, I'm done socializing. Like, I need, but also.
And see, I'm like a big social butterfly, I feel. Like, I like to just talk to people. Yeah, because I'm just like, I do enjoy. Okay, remember the time that you gifted me something and you're like, try it. Remember? Like, when we kind of like at the very beginning.
No.
It was something purple.
Oh, yeah.
So then, whenever I did, I was like, Milo was asleep, Roland was working. I was just by myself. People were in my house, meaning Roland and Milo, right? Milo, again, asleep, Roland working. I don't even know what the fuck I was doing. What was I doing? I don't know, but that's my alone time. Like, I'll be in the kitchen or in the sala, like in la mesa or something, my desk over there. And antes, though, my alone time was in this room. This used to be my craft room. This used to be my table where I did all my vinyl cutting, and that used to be like my alone time. But I never called it alone time because I was like, I'm working. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I guess I've never had. How is your alone time? Like, what do you do? Like,
well, yeah, any alone time would be when I'm not working, and I like to work alone too. But I think it's different for me because I work with people every day in markets and at work. And so my alone time will be like restocking by myself, going to ride bikes by myself, or something.
See, I don't think I could go ride a bike by myself.
I go and have dinner by myself.
Okay, see, I could never do that. I feel bad for people that eat by themselves. Like, I'm always like...
Don't feel bad for me.
I'm always like, damn, they probably don't have nobody to come eat with. And I feel so bad. Like, I'm not even kidding you. Like, I swear to you, I always start running when I see somebody eating by themselves. I'm like... Oh man, pobrecita or pobrecito, like, especially if they're older, that breaks my heart because I'm just like, nobody should eat by themselves. Like, that's my mentality. Like, nobody should have to eat by themselves. But I guess people like it. Maybe you like it. How do you feel? Like, you're eating, you're not talking to nobody.
It feels like this.
Really?
It feels like
I'm like eating and I enjoy the conversation. Like, I just can't see myself. Maybe I should try it.
Try it. I think the only thing that I can't do is go out like to a bar or something by myself, which I have done it, but that's just a lot more awkward. Plus, I don't go out. Yeah. But I love going to the movies by myself, going to the mall by myself, to the stores, like going for an ice cream sundae. Like, it doesn't have to be a special day. Like, I'm gonna go.
That's so crazy. Like, I can't.
What? I get overwhelmed with people.
No, you know. I enjoy being like around people, like,
that's really good. Maybe because that's what I wish I could do that. Like, I wish I had.
Well, again, maybe it's easier because I have like Roland and Milo, right? But yeah, I'm trying to see myself ever going to eat by myself, and I just could never. Not that I could never, right? But I've never done it, I don't think.
Like, I want to start taking dancing classes, and I'm going to be going by myself.
Me too. What do you want to do? Yeah, I'm signing up with her.
I don't know, like some salsa merengue.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Me too. I told Roland. So I told Roland that I was looking at some girls like dancing salsa. I know how to dance salsa.
I don't.
No, I know how to dance salsa. Me and my cousin used to be like, he used to be in a dance crew, and I was like the girl that would go with him, like, as his partner, right? Funny story. One time we were performing for, I don't know if you're familiar with like Pasadena Mall.
Yes.
Okay, so in front of it there used to be, I don't know if it's called Nati's, the hair salon. But there's this place, right? And next to it they were opening like a quinceañera store. And my cousin's crew went to perform, as in like, oh, like, here, we're the crew that if y'all want to have a quinceañera, y'all can hire us, right? So we did a performance and we were dancing salsa. I was wearing a dress, like a spaghetti strap dress, right? And there was this move. it's kind of like crazy because we were young, but he had to pick me up, right? So mind you, like he's picking me up, right? And then as I'm coming down, I have to put my legs around his waist, and then I have to go down with my hands and push myself up and land like this.
Like that?
Yeah. So when I pushed myself up from the floor, se me reventó un spaghetti strap.
Oh, no.
And you could hear me like scream in the video, but I kept going because the dress stayed on, you know? But yeah, that was a crazy
experience. But you were dancing like that? I need to learn how to do
like
stuff
I know
that.
how to do the vueltas and but I only can do it with the person that knows how to dance salsa. Like me and my cousin Francisco, like he's a fucking amazing dancer, right? When he wants, porque I don't know how he is now, but me and him can do the vueltas for cumbias, like bachata. Like he's a good dancer, you know. And he's a good leader, you know, when we dance or whatever. So he's like one of my go-to whenever I want to get some good turns in.
Find people like that know how to dance, because I want to go out dancing.
Yeah, so but if you go to the salsa classes, I know that they do, like, they go out and they dance, like with the class people, you know. I've seen it like on TikTok, like
some of those
like
are
social
the free
hour
ones, but I want to, like, I wouldn't mind paying to teach me, like, intimate, you know. It'll be a class, but I don't know.
Yeah, because I see like Debs, she be going to classes. Debs, your busybody.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay,
yeah. Like I saw that she always goes, either she's working out and she's like moving, and I'm just like, damn girl, you know. But I know she knows how to dance too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so I'm always like watching her, and I'm just like, damn, I could. What I feel like I'm too shy for is the hip hop kind of like.
Oh yeah, that's not my thing.
Yeah, like I don't think I could do that, you know, unless I go to the salsa classes and I already know it, so I would feel a little bit more comfortable stepping out of my comfort zone and dancing around strangers, you know, which is crazy because I used to do that when I was younger, and now I'm like kind of shy, but I can socialize. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyways, so you rather spend time alone?
Yes.
Okay. What about group support or individual counseling?
I'll be individual counseling.
I think for me too. I feel like I talk too much, and I wouldn't want to overpower anybody in the group support. I feel like if I'm in a group setting, I'm a very like I can overshare maybe, and I wouldn't want to like just keep talking and while somebody's trying to get their ¿Sí me entiendes cómo? So I feel like for me, for the benefit of myself, I think it'd be better if I did individual counseling. Deep breathing or progressive muscle relaxation?
Deep breathing.
I think what would be the progressive muscle relaxation? Like just laying down or what?
I don't know.
I mean, I would go with deep breathing.
Yeah, because I practice breathing and it makes me feel good.
I need to do that because I run out of breath a lot sometimes. Yeah. What?
Yeah, me too. But I guess I was talking more about like what it does, like
the deep breathing. I've never really done it.
It makes it relax. Well, I guess it kind of. What was the first one?
It was deep breathing or progressive muscle relaxation.
Deep breathing. I feel like deep breathing, like strategies, can make you relax your muscles and makes you feel good.
Or maybe that's why it's more progressive, like a different level of muscle relaxation. What about listening to music or practicing mindfulness?
Oh man, I would say listening to music, but I will also say that I should probably practice more mindfulness.
I think for me it'd be practicing mindfulness. I could literally go on a whole car ride and not listen to music. Literally.
That's literally like not me.
Really?
Well, actually it just depends how I'm feeling, because I can go like months in my life listening to an audible, and that is all about positivity, and or to like positive music, healing music. But there's other times that I
can't do that.
Radio silent. I'm like, no.
I can't listen to like, you know how people listen to worship music and stuff like that. Not that that's what you're listening to, but like I can't listen to like, you got this. Like I can't. Like I'm fucking jamming some like regular music, you know, or I'm just in a truck and quiet, just thinking, driving.
I think the only times that I'm like quiet is when I don't even notice it. Like I just have so much in my mind that I'm like, dang, I'm already here. The radio was off. Like shit.
No, yeah, no. I just know that there's days that I wake up and I'm like, processing my whole life, and I'm like, damn, what the fuck, or damn, I can't believe I'm here, and I'm like with no music on. It's just dead silence, right? But yeah, I think I don't know if I said it on your podcast. Or I told Roland that I know on the podcast I said I don't think I'm sympathetic or empathetic, or I still don't know the fucking difference between those two words. I think, but I'm a very mindful person, so I feel like I practice that like a lot. What about daily routine or spontaneous self-care?
Daily routine.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. I think I like a routine, but I like spontaneousness too.
The spontaneous will be my alone time. I love to be spontaneous on my alone time. Like, especially when it's not on my schedule, because I'm a schedule person. Like, and I'm like, oh, I have 3 hours. What should I do? That's my alone time, being spontaneous.
Oh, nice. What's one of the biggest spontaneous things you've done on your alone time?
It was just one night that I went to like several museums, and then at the end I ended up going out by myself, and I went to like different bars. I was bar hopping.
Did you meet anybody?
No.
So you were just like there.
Well, I went to the I just went by myself. I went to the museum. I ended up going to watch a live jazz, and then I just went to a few bars, and I think that's very spontaneous.
Yeah, that is spontaneous, especially if you're going by yourself.
Trips. I used to catch flights and feelings. So no, actually those are spontaneous.
Those are spontaneous.
Yeah, I would just go and catch a flight somewhere and spend a day or two.
That's crazy. Yeah. Like, where have you gone on one of those spontaneous trips?
I think it was New Mexico.
You just went for nothing?
Yeah, just to.
And what did you do?
I love staying at Airbnbs and like going to the pools and stuff like that. Yeah. Going out to eat. I love trying breweries from different places. So I've always been a local supporter for years. So I love to get like, I mean, it's another one. I went to Louisiana to go eat food because I was like, I want to try the food, so I went.
That is so crazy. I feel like I can be spontaneous, but I could not do it by myself. The only way I've told Roland that I think I would learn to become like a be by myself type of person is the fucking most dramatic scenario, which God forbid it was like if I didn't have Milo and Roland. I feel like I've told him that God forbid like they were not here anymore, like I would dip. Like I would just dip and just leave, to fucking France or Spain or something and just create a whole new life over there. That's the only way I feel like I would do something by myself.
Oh.
Like so dramatic and like extreme,
Yeah, but I mean that's good. You get to experience things with your family too,
No, yeah. No, I'm saying like
I'm like
yeah.
Oh shit.
No, I've told him that like the only way for me to do something by myself, it's like if him and Milo weren't here, God forbid, right?
No, but try it out.
Yeah, I don't think I could do it by myself.
Well, you don't have to travel or do stuff, but do something by yourself and do that experiment for you. Just do it for yourself. Just
I'm gonna try it. Okay, I'll try something.
I think it'll be good for it'll be very therapeutic. To you check something out your bucket list. Can you believe that
I went by myself?
Yes. Can you believe I parked the car by myself, walked in there by myself, and enjoy the time by myself? Beautiful.
But I think I'm gonna get bored. I feel like I'm too I don't know. I feel like I'm trying to think, okay, if I'm at the museum, like I'm gonna want to talk about what the fuck I'm seeing. Who am I gonna talk to?
Really?
You know what I mean?
I just feel like, well, that's interesting because I love to see how people's minds work, because me, like you're saying that and I'm like, really? To me, I'm like, don't talk to me, I'm enjoying this piece.
I'm gonna be like, wow, that's so dope, right, babe? Or like, right? Like that. Or like, what do you think? And just like that. Like if I'm eating, again, obviously I've ate by myself, but not by choice. Like if I was at work or something.
By choice.
Like if I was at work and I had to fucking eat a quick meal because I'm gonna go do something. I'm eating by myself, right? If I've ate at my desk, it's because I'm still working, or just things like that. I'm not saying I've never been by myself. Of course I have. Have I chosen to be by myself and go do something? No, never. I don't think I've ever done that. Like, you're never gonna catch me by myself at the park. Wait, I'm lying. I've worked out by myself. Even that, I used to always have like a workout partner. Up until this year.
Damn.
I learned how to work out. Not that I don't know how to work out by myself, but I've always liked having somebody to talk to while I worked out. Like,
You know how I always tell you, I told you so many times that you made me realize a lot of things?
Yeah.
It's like I'm talking to my angel number. But and I'm very appreciative of like the conversations that I have with people because I listen and I soak everything in. But I guess I just realized right now that it's because you said that you had a good childhood. You were with family. It was always like that. Mm-hmm. So that's what you had and that's what you're used to. And me, I didn't have that. It's been a very, very, very sad childhood for me that I never had people. I was so used to being alone that my dream, when I remember being like 9 years old, and I remember dreaming, I was like, this was my dream when I was little. Like, what I wanted my future to look like. I was like, I want to be a strong, independent woman that don't need no man. Like, yeah. And I see myself like in the city downtown, like being this boss by myself. Mm-hmm. Because I guess it was just for me was like, I've been by myself. I'm gonna make it by myself. And that's how it's been that I enjoy doing things by myself. Like, it makes me feel empowered. I was like, can you believe nobody has control of me?
Yeah.
Can you believe I have willpower? So it's different for me because to me that's been the normal since I was young. Being alone.
Yeah, no.
And to you, it's not.
No, it's not. Like, I always literally had... Hold on, let me put the 5 one. Oh, yeah, we have that. No, for me, it's always like... I was always with, like, my grandparents, like... I don't think I was ever alone. Mm-hmm. I would be alone in my room, yes, But I don't think I ever went to a birthday party and not had a fucking somebody I knew to talk to or something. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I just never... Even in school, I've always gravitated towards all different types of groups. I was cool with, like, the cool people. I was cool with the people that were into, like, punk rock. I was cool with everybody. I've been able to... So I can get in... You can put me in a place... and I will fucking socialize with somebody. Mm-hmm. Like, you will not see me, like, not talk to somebody. For example, the first event that I did with Faith, mind you, I hadn't really, like, ever worked with Faith before. But I remember we were at Ladies Hip Hop at Ironworks. And Lucia, she was out. She had a family emergency. And even there, like, I literally sat down next to Faith and just started talking to her about, like, our childhood. So random with Faith. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I mean, if you know Faith, she's not one to like really open up too much until she really knows you. But I was just there and I was just talking to her about like just the randomest things, but that's just who I am. Again, I hadn't really worked with her before that. Even like with people, like I guess, you know what it is, that when my grandparents passed away, I've always liked to like, especially when they're older, like I like to hear people's stories. So I think that's why I like talking to people. Even if I don't know you, like I'm going to get to know you. And Berlin always tells me like I have this thing like where I make people feel comfortable without realizing I'm making them feel comfortable. And they just start sharing with me and I'm just there listening and I just share back, because I'm not one to like not share what I'm feeling. Yeah. Because like I was letting you off camera, I'm pretty good at... I think I'm pretty good at letting you know how I feel at that moment or how I feel about you, and I don't know if that's another reason why I just never really had a thought to just go to the library and be by myself.
Yeah, and that is because the way I said it, I was like, it makes me feel empowered. That is just as empowering as being alone, because I wish I could do that. I'm such an awkward person that I can literally have a conversation and the second that I feel awkward, I'm just like, okay, bye. Like, I am awkward. I'm horrible. And I'm pretty good at... I can have conversations too, but like I said, I'm the most awkward person ever. So sometimes I always think, I was like, man, I need a little bit more confidence, girl. Like, go out there and talk to him. It's not that big of a deal. And I guess that's good too, because like...
No, because I'm telling you, literally, I will go... When I was in HCC, I would go by myself, right? I was taking a class. I walked out of every fucking class sitting with the person that I made a conversation with and just
you see, I'm
friended like, them or something.
No, I wish I could.
Yeah, but I'm definitely gonna think about it. I think maybe, what would you suggest would be a good first thing to do by myself?
A activity that keeps you busy. So maybe there's like an interactive something that you can do where you can do like on hands or just do something that keeps you busy. So I don't know,
maybe eating. Maybe I should try that, eating by myself.
And get like a starter, lunch, and dessert. It kind of forces you to like be there more time and enjoy, and maybe like, I don't know, eating. And
because I've done the walks by myself, but just because, not because I'm gonna go by myself, not because I'm gonna go get this workout in.
Take a class,
you know what I mean?
Take a yoga class.
Oh, by myself?
Yeah. And don't take nobody with you. I mean, you're going to come out with a friend, obviously.
You like doing yoga?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 'Cause I have this membership thingy that is expiring next month. You should do it.
I will do it.
Yeah, I have it. It's for like a whole month trial.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just feel like I know I'm not going to go do it.
Yeah.
But I'll give it to you. Remind me so I can give it to you after this. But with that being said, let's go to the next one. Yes. Reading a book or watching a movie to relax?
Reading a book.
I'm gonna watch a movie for sure. Staying indoors or going into nature?
Ooh, that's a hard one. Staying indoors at this moment.
Okay. For me, I think going out into nature. I think yesterday I learned like a big lesson, you know, how much it personally helped me just going out for a walk. It helped me a lot. So I think right now my choice is going to be going out to a walk. Taking a nap or going for a walk to reset your mood?
Damn, that's a good one too. Taking a nap.
Really?
At this moment.
Yeah.
Because I'm usually the nature and going for a walk. Yeah. That's me. But this moment in my life right now, I could use a nap, some rest, you know.
Yeah, no, I would go for a walk to reset my mood. Just because I feel like if I take a nap, I'm going to wake up and be like, fuck, I just wasted time taking a nap. Like that. Like I literally would feel like that. So I just know mentally I would have to get up and go to feel better. Mood-wise, right? But with that being said, Lulu, it was good to pick your brain. I'm super glad because, you know, my co-host Alondra, she's very like she's kind of like me. There's a lot of things we don't understand, you know, so it's cool to pick somebody that's gone through like the stuff that you've gone through. And you are a strong, independent girl, so just know that, okay?
Thank you.
And you're doing an amazing job as a mom and as a business owner and as a person that has a lot going on, because not a lot of people get that. And not a lot of people understand that life can be fucking chaotic. You know, like me, I posted that I was gonna be consistent in posting, which I wasn't. I would post here and there, but at the end of the day, like, you're not doing anything for anybody but yourself, you know, and I see that. So I just wanted to give you a shout out for that. Of course.
You're amazing, in and out the camera.
Thank you. Tell them where they can find you on social media.
You can find my business page on Intentional Jewelry Shop. Soon is going to be International Intentional Jewelry Shop.
Okay.
But you can find me at Intentional Jewelry Shop.
Yes. And with that being said, guys, make sure you like, follow, subscribe, and comment if you have any questions. Peace.